Did I hear something? Yeah, thanks for the follow. And whoever that was, I appreciate it. Sorry. Thanks for the follow. Now, if that was on Kick or something, I apologize. Thanks for the follow, whatever that was. Thank you for that. All right, Collision. Yay, it works now. Yay, woo. I finally got it. Yay, I'm not total pleb. Wee. All right, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, my name is RevSauce TV. If you guys haven't watched me before, I cover a lot of wrestling. I cover a lot of things on my channel. I cover a lot of wrestling, honestly. So, yeah, there's that. So, we're going to talk AEW Collision. Collision was really good tonight, actually, in fact. And I think a lot of people need to take a step back and cool the temperature in the room because CM Punk ran his mouth. And I already know the dirt sheets are going to say, oh, he called out the Elite in his promo and all this shit. And it's like, what did you expect? Guys, as I will tell you any day of the week, CM Punk, you got to be prepared for it. CM Punk was savage tonight on a promo. Luchasaurus won the TNT belt. I was happy for him. But at the same time, I'm not happy for him because it's going to be Christian Cage, and Christian Cage. It's not going to be about war. It's not going to be about Luchasaurus, and that's disappointing. Luchasaurus, I hope, turns on him and takes his belt. I hope Luchasaurus has a great run. I hope it concludes with him and Jungle Boy going at it for the third time. Maybe Jungle Boy wins the Lucha belt that he's been deserved for quite a while out of it. Wardlow, he should move on to, I believe, the International Championship. Maybe be put in the heavyweight title division at this point. Maybe go fight for Ring of Honor. Needs to do something. Maybe respark something with Samoa Joe. I don't know where Wardlow goes from here because they've really kind of booked themselves into a predicament with him. But Wardlow did a very good job tonight. Showed me a lot in this match. No Arn Anderson here. That's interesting. No Arn Anderson coming in and running in and helping him. None of that. Do they continue this feud between it? I don't know. I'm kind of over it. Maybe they put it into Forbidden Door 2. I don't know. Maybe All Out. Maybe, they go that way. Is it All In? Yeah, it's All In, I think. All In. They go that way. I don't know what AEW is going to do with Wardlow, though, because Wardlow has had the TNT Championship more than I can count. Tonight we got a promo from Scorpio Sky saying he's returning, which is good for Collision. They need him. I think Dynamite needs him. He needs to be in the TNT conversation for championship. Maybe, international champion. Maybe you put him in with somebody for a tag team run. Maybe you give him a trios. You got to do something with Scorpio Sky, or you will lose him to Impact or one of these companies because, the same with Miro. You'll lose him to one of these companies. And the thing is, you need to feature Idolo. You need to feature Miro more often and Scorpio Sky. These are your other pillars you brought them in from other companies like Ring of Honor and WWE. You gotta be featuring these people. You gotta be letting them shine. I can't say that enough about Scorpio Sky. Do they run it back with SCU? Maybe SCU comes back. Christopher Daniels. They run it back. I know they can't bring Frankie Kazarian because he is with Impact now and he wants to end his career in Impact. But you could bring back SCU in some type of way. It doesn't have to be the same. Again, Scorpio Sky is great stuff. I think, we've just barely hit the surface with him. And he's kind of been a tweener. I think he could go for a heavyweight belt. I think he would be perfect for it. I think, him and his new look right now is perfect. You could have him and Ricky Starks become a thing. Too cool. You know, they look really cool. They look fly. I think they could do something with Ricky Starks there. Again, I really liked Buddy Matthews, and I think Buddy Matthews is a great talent. They played the leg injury tonight, the knee injury, sorry. They played the shoulder, so it's all kayfabe. This was all just story, and they were telling, they're showmans. Idolo is a showman, man, and I clap. That was match of the night to me. I think, you know, match of the night went to Idolo and Buddy Matthews. Honestly, the back and forth they had, the playing of the injury. Again, and I'll keep saying this all day long, man. I will say this all day and every day. You know, El Idolo is great shit. Again, what's up, Cindy? I hope you're doing well, buddy. We're doing a wrestling review. I hope you're doing well. And did my stream cut off? Okay. Yeah, it didn't. Okay, cool. So we're good there. Again, as I will say to you guys again, El Idolo is great talent. Buddy Matthews is great shit. I will honestly tell you, I will also tell you guys this too as well. You know, while I'm here and talking AEW, a lot of people talk a lot of trash about AEW, man, but they put on good shit when they want to. And Collision's debut show was hella good. Now, they're going to run with the whole CM Punk dirt sheet thing, and I totally get it. 100% understand what the dirt sheets are going to do. They're going to try to smear CM Punk, and they're going to talk about this as a talking head piece. I just think it's ridiculous what they do, but that's just me, though. But yeah, Luchasaurus being champion tonight is a win-win situation for AEW. I think he deserves it. It's going to be more of Christian Cage, though, which is kind of disappointing. The low side of the night is Willing Nightingale and Sky Blue versus Tony Storm and Culture or whatever it is, Outsiders, Outriders. Stuff I just don't care about, to be honest with you. No Saraya, just makes no sense. Ruby Soho. I love Ruby Soho, and sorry I'm like, they're forgettable, but they are kind of forgettable. Well, the Outcast is okay. It's not something I go, oh my God, the Outcasts are coming out. This is great. Without Saraya, they ain't anything. And what has Saraya done for me lately? You know what I mean? So to me, I have the same conversation. I think they should split it up if Saraya is not coming back anytime soon. And start a feud. I think they should do Ruby Soho versus Tony Storm for that belt. I think that would be perfect. I think you bring Saraya back in. I think they're holding Saraya off until Monet is fully healed, and they bring Monet in and they sign her to a huge deal. That's what they're going to go for with AEW, and kind of have her be a tweener between that and New Japan, which I'm completely fine with because, you know, it just works out the way it needs to work out. Again, this match was predictable from the beginning, middle, and end. This was the low point of the night. The reason I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 is because there was some low points and there was some high points, right? High points, low points, high points, low points. And again, in AEW, like again, Wardlow is another good one. And Luchasaurus, I would honestly tell you, the segment with CM Punk was really good. Like, people are going to frown upon CM Punk. You may love him. You may hate him. You may whatever. But at the end of the day, he cuts great promos. And yes, what grade did you give the entire show? So the grade I gave the entire show, wow. An 8.7. I gave it an 8.5. I was really high on a lot of matches tonight. Like, for instance, I was high on Luchasaurus. I think getting the belt off of Wardlow, perfect. Amen. All for it. Women's match was the low point of the night. That, you could see they were up on a high point, and then it just came back down and tailed off. And I was kind of getting up, and I was like, it's beverage time. I got to get more coffee. And so in my notes off to the side, I did say the women's match is the low point of the night. I will say the high point of the night goes to Luchasaurus. I would honestly tell you, match of the night goes to Buddy Matthews and Idolo. They played the story the way it needed to be played. They're showmen. And everybody's in love with Andrade. And he did the figure eight. So tonight I got to give B+ to Collision. It felt different. I like the vibes. I like the Saturday night song that they used from Elton John. I'm a huge Elton John fan, so it was perfect. I was a fan of the stuff. I was watching it on the Fight app. So the story goes like this, and I'll tell you guys. I was watching it on the Fight app through somebody else, not a third-party site, actually a sporting site where you can stream sporting stuff and not get in trouble. And somebody was actually streaming off the Fight app, and you were able to engage. Lakers Nation's on it, and I'll let you guys know what it is. I'll go find it and stuff like that. So Lakers Nation goes through it for Laker games. So I started looking to see if anybody had a stream over there, right? And hold on. How many stairs do you give Collision? Pain in the ass. How many stairs do you give Collision? Well, I give Collision 8.75. Show. Like, honestly, they killed it on the aspect of they got to hit it hard every week now. Now you come up with a debut show with CM Punk, you have to hit it home. You have to drive it home. Excuse me. You cannot, okay, have one show that's great and then one show that's down. One show that's great, one show that's down. You just can't do that with this. You've let CM Punk pretty much have the mic and say whatever he wants to say at this point. Now, you're Tony Khan. This is the one thing I don't like about AEW, and this is part of my opinion with this one. The one thing I hate about AEW or despise is the fact that they go against the grain of what they're talking about sometimes. I don't know if anybody in the audience feels that way, but I feel this way personally, where you have Tony Khan coming out and saying, well, they're not obligated contractually to talk about this, that, and third. But they go out and they talk about this, that, and the third. So I'm starting to realize a lot of it is bullshit. Lawyers and stuff. I think it's all bullshit. And I think we're being roosted. I think we're being played as in fans, as a work. I'm starting to really come to the point. All this was bullshit and a work. And I think we're going to have a face-to-face eventually with Kenny Omega and CM Punk. I think you're going to have the Elite versus FTR and CM Punk. They're going to go with it. They're going to do it. And this is where we're going to be at. I think it's really shitty that we have to get to this point and then they have to say it, and everything's about lawyers. Watch how this is going to play. You're going to watch Adam Page come out and say more. You're going to watch the Bucks come out and say more. You're going to watch CM Punk and them get in a room. It's all just bullshit. It's just bullshit to me. It's like, why couldn't this happen sooner? Were we just played? Were they scripting this? It just seems like to me, all this is a ruse on the fans. That's the one thing I don't like about AEW compared to WWE or Impact is the fact that they do this a lot. And it's like, honestly, AEW thinks it's okay. And Tony Khan is like, like he lives by the edge and dies by lives by the sword and dies by the sword. And I really don't like that about AEW anymore. It's like, dude, just be honest. Just come out with a press statement. Yeah, they got an altercation, and in WWE, people used to bring guns into the locker room. If you hear old stories of WWE, some people used to bring guns into the locker room because they were afraid of getting killed or hurt. Undertaker talked about that one time. If you ever heard about Undertaker talking about shit, again, and I will honestly say this too. I think AEW needs to stop throttling the needle when it comes to certain things about certain things. Okay? And that's one thing. Boss Man, I give this a grade of a B+. I think the show was really good. They need to keep the momentum going. They cannot keep doing... They got Forbidden Door coming out. They got a video game, and then they got All In coming, or All Out, All In, one of them, at Wembley Stadium. And they gotta be hitting home runs at this point. You got CM Punk. You got full staff now. You got Scorpio Sky coming back. You have Miro. Now, Miro, the one thing I was disappointed, and this is another thing with Tony Khan that this is why I did not give it a 9 or a 10 in my eyes, is because they said surprises. Well, what was your surprises? The fact that you're showing Scorpio Sky on TV? Great. But again, where's CJ Perry? Where is the manager of Miro? I wanted to see that, the Redeemer. I want to see her in wrestling. She's a free agent. She should be signed. at this point as a manager or an act for Miro. I think CJ Parker calling herself the ravishing CJ Parker and coming in kind of like Alana-esque for Miro would be perfect. And I think she could be in the women's division. Was she the greatest women's wrestler for WWE? Fuck no, she wasn't. But at least she could bring some added depth into that women's division. Honestly, they need it. The one thing about the show, the low point was the women's match. The women's match was the low point. Without Saraya, the Outcast looks stupid. Seriously, stupid. The whole thing about throwing the spray can in the audience and the whole fucking, to me, that's just where you go to the bathroom. You know, you just go to the bathroom. That's just your bathroom break. Now, the main thing that people are going to talk about is probably CM Punk and the whole, whatever you want to call it, pipe bomb, whatever he just did. He basically slayed MJF. Went after MJF hard, calling him a fraud champion, which I think they're going to set up a whole MJF him feud. I think they're going to catalyze that because they got to have the third match in this historic rivalry between them two. Again, you know, Kenny Omega and the Bucks, you know, can go either way with me for all out or all in, whatever they're going with that. I think it's all out or all in. I don't fucking, they confuse me all the time, AEW, but you know, again, I will honestly tell you this, matches of the night go to the Luchasaurus, and I would honestly say Buddy Matthews and Idolo. I'm more for that. I'm glad to see Idolo, and Idolo pulled out some stuff that you haven't seen in a minute from him. He needs a manager behind him. He needs a chick manager, like a Thunder Rosa would be perfect in that aspect. Or you go and you bring in, you go find somebody within. I think they could bring in a few people that could really, really, really help. Like that chick that they had with MJF for a minute there, right? She's Latin American. Bring her in, you know what I mean? They would work perfect with you know, she's sexy as all hell. She acts like a mistress. Her whole character is based on a dominatrix. It would work perfect for AEW. AEW is all about this hardcore audience and all about the older youth and older males. It would work perfect. She wears latex and leather and all that shit. It would work perfect in the ring, and she does the whole whip thing. I think you bring her in. You had her, you know, she's been on WWE's radar for a minute. So I know that she's Smoky, I believe it's Smoky Pro Wrestling or Smoky Mountain Pro Wrestling. I think she's in, or MLW, one of the two. I don't remember, honestly. But yeah, tonight it had an ebb and flow. I keep saying this. Overall, it had an ebb and flow. An ebb and flow of matches. It had an ebb and flow of things. It just flowed. And I like the stage. That's how a stage should be made. I think it's perfect. I think the stage is perfect. They kind of take what WWE has done and they made it into something better. Those are things you do for your second show. And it looks like Collision's going to be their A show per week. Dynamite's going to be their B show, kind of like a Monday Night Raw. And then you're going to have Rampage. And I've said this, and I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face. Rampage, people say it's a failure. I keep hearing it's a failure. If it's so much of a fucking failure as you guys say, all of you say it is, why is Warner Brothers Discovery okay with the ratings? If it's a colossal failure, why hasn't it not been canceled? And why hasn't Warner Brothers Media or Discovery Warner Brothers canceled the show completely, took it off the air? Because they've came out and said, and horse's mouth again, not dirt sheets, not the YouTubers, I'm just an independent reviewer on my own. I don't get paid by AEW. I don't get paid. I push Impact more than any of these companies. I push Impact. Do you know that? I've been pushing Impact. You know why? Long-term booking. That's why. If you ain't watching Impact right now, you're under a rock. Like I said, they are taking mid-card talent like a Heath Slater and making him into main event talent. Macklin, that was part of the Forbidden Sons on WWE, that was a trash group with Jackson Riker, taking him and making him 5 stars. Deanna Purrazzo. People that told me that she ain't shit in WWE Well, she's shit now, and then she's great in Impact. Was Ring of Honor champion at one point. If AEW doesn't sign her to a contract, you're out of your damn mind. Same with Steve Macklin. You're out of your mind. Like, I'm sorry. And Josh Alexander, when his contract gets up, that's a guy you sign real quick to AEW or Ring of Honor. You bring that fucker in real quick. I'm telling you. Jordan Grace is taking a break. If I'm AEW, I'm over trying to get her. You need Jordan Grace in your fucking division. Your women's division is paper thin in comparison to AEW and WWE. I would say Impact is number one in the women's division department. Then it's WWE. Then it's AEW. I'd say Stardom is next. Then it's AEW. AEW's at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to women's divisions. And I watch a lot of women's wrestling. And people say women's wrestling ain't shit, but it is actually. There is a lot of exciting women's wrestling. It's just how AEW books the shit. Like, for instance, you're doing another Tyra Valkyrie versus Chris Statlander on Dynamite. Why? Why are we doing it? Why the fuck did we bring in Tyra Valkyrie just to have her lose? And people will tell me Frankie Monet was, Frankie Monet was nothing in NXT. That was a Vince McMahon product when she was part of NXT 2.0 for a short period. Don't tell me any different. That was a Vince McMahon ran product at that point with Bruce Pritchard. You don't think they were like the typical blonde hair girl, put her on the television to make her look like a bimbo? Come on now. What conversation are we having? What? That was a Bruce Pritchard. That wasn't even Shawn Michaels took over a product that was technically in shambles and now has made it into a really good product. What Tyra Valkyrie is what Stratton is for NXT right now. Tiffany Stratton. That's what Frankie Monet needed to be. But of course, and if you look at how WWE does their talent, you'll see why Frankie Monet didn't work. And when she came back into Impact, she won the championship right off the rip. They made her $1 million and made her look sexy as all fuck. John Morrison's wife. Put her, and then they had the Death Dolls that worked really well on Impact. But as she signed with AEW for money, I believe it's money, and I believe this will be her last contract. She's like 38, 40. Close enough. I really think with Monet, the problem with her is you bring her in and you're she's a top free agent. You bring her in just to have her lose. You sign her for all this money. Supposedly she got millions of dollars to sign for a 3-year deal, I think, and guarantee money, and you're having her lose. It just, I get you have to correct the wrongs of Chris Statlander. I get it. But to have her lose is ridiculous to me. I get you have nothing going on for your division, but you could put a Riho out there. You can put Sheeta out there. Again, you're going to have Jade come back and fight for a rematch. You're going to have to do something. You can't tell me any different. What are they doing? I see a promo for Statlander and fucking Tyra Valkyrie. I'm like, why? So Tyra Valkyrie can lose again? That's AEW's fault. That is them running a bad women's division when you do repeat matches. I can expect that from WWE, not AEW. Again, when AEW says they're better than WWE, their women's division is lackluster, and it's showing. You have Riho, you have Emi Sakura. Why are you not putting those people there? Why? Why are they like riddled? Like we don't see them for months. Sheeta, for shit's sake, should be a TBS champion already. And again, here's what the question is. Tony Khan, and I said this in a prior video, there's no brand splits coming. Well, you're going to need to do something because you're going to struggle. If you're going to have titles floating, you're going to have to add other titles. Again, and I do not want to see Ring of Honor shit on AEW television. but you're featuring AEW championships on Collision already. I get you got to get people over, but here's what you do. And I said this again. Change Rampage to Rampage Ring of Honor. Just put the Ring of Honor name in the bitch and be done with it all. What are we doing? Take Ring of Honor off Honor Club. If you really want, talk to Discovery Warner. Keep it AEW, Rampage, Ring of Honor, whatever. Or Presents Ring of Honor, whatever. And just treat it like that. And you make it your feeder system if that's what you want to do. But again, as I said again, and I've said this, I'll die on my hill for it. I think Rampage could be their hype show for Saturday. I think they could do something amazing. It doesn't need to be pre-taped. They can have their own roster. They can have 3 different rosters. Think about it in this way. Rampage could go to 2 hours if you want that. They can move it up an hour and have 2 hours. You could have 2 hours of Dynamite, 2 hours of Rampage. You can have 2 hours of Collision. One could be a Ring of Honor show for all I care. And you could build up your Ring of Honor talent that way and just take Ring of Honor off Honor Club. I mean, seriously, there you go. Because I'm so tired of hearing people, Ring of Honor is not featured because it's not valued like that. Warner and Discovery don't value like that. But you could turn Rampage, you could call it AEW Rampage, and you could have Ring of Honor belts and shit on it. And have it 2 hours, bring it up 2 hours, and you could do different things. Now, Ring of Honor is great shit if you watch the tapes, and I need to get back into covering it. It's really good shit. Ika Kabani and Caprice Coleman call great shit. It's just really hard to justify that for $9.99 a month. So I have to go third party to watch that shit as it's live. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I will start covering it next to Impact on Thursdays live. But at the end of the day, I got to get into game streaming and do the things. So that's where the hard part is with all this review stuff. So again, boss man, I will answer your question. Literally, I give it a B+. I probably didn't say that earlier. And if I did, I'm in the fast lane today. So again, women's division needs to be better in AEW. CM Punk calling his shots and stuff like that. Not surprised. You should not be surprised with this. Why is everybody acting, oh my God, I'm surprised. Are you fucking surprised? I'm not. And everything that, now you don't take AEW serious. Don't take AEW serious anymore. Stop taking them serious. Seriously, I'm laughing as CM Punk comes out and calls out the Elite, calls out Adam Page basically, says everybody's trash to him. He's the king. Who's done that promo before? Triple H. Called everybody beneath him. Triple H. MJF trash. Like, what are people not seeing here? Like, am I just like everybody shits on AEW, but this is AEW for you. They've done this since 2019. Same shit. Just another day. Cody Rhodes. I'll never go to WWE. Well, I'm in WWE. WWE's great. Not booking me right. I love wrestling fans sometimes. I just love how people turn around to me and tell me all the time the bullshit of how AEW ain't doing well, but AEW's dead. Obviously Warner and Discovery are happy with it. Like, they're gonna get a new deal. Now, another thing that I find funny is that WWE fans are like, well, Warner Brothers Discovery is gonna go sign WWE for their Max app. If they do, great for them. Again, they can have both top tier. Do you know how much money if WWE signs with an Apple TV or a Netflix? Do you know how much money those two companies can make off of that deal if they take it off of Comcast's hands, Raw and SmackDown, and it live, and then Netflix can go make a bid for the WWE network on their shit? Do you guys not realize how much money, if Warner Brothers Discovery wanted to, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, they can go buy WWE if they wanted to, their tape libraries and shit, and put it on the Max app. Next to AEW, do you know they would have to they would be a monopoly technically in wrestling if you want to go there? But nobody talks this stuff because, you know, nobody listens to anything I have to say because, you know, obviously Warner Brothers Discovery said they were talking for a minute there, buying WWE's tape library and all that, and on WWE Network, and putting Raw and SmackDown on their shit. Hey, like I said, if you have the money to do so, they're going to do it. And Nick Khan's already come out and basically said, hey, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to facilitate a streaming rights deal to have Raw and SmackDown as long as we're making a lot of money and the views are there. Imagine Amazon. Amazon's already said they're already hook, line, and sinker with WWE talent being on they signed a partnership deal, and they're talking about possibly doing a same kind of deal the NFL does, where they do like maybe Raw and SmackDown on Twitch. Wouldn't it be something? Now, I wish they would have signed with another company that can offer more money. I mean, I wish they would, but again, Amazon's desperate and they're just trying to sign what they could sign right now because keeping afloat on the water because of Kick and the Kick movement. But, hey, at the end of the day, again, Kick runs on the AWS server, so Amazon is making money off of Kick, by the way. So if you guys didn't know that, you know. But anyway, getting back to Collision, again, CM Punk did say, those lies. Am I talking those lies? Am I wrong? No, CM Punk, you've not been wrong. But again, CM Punk, not everybody feels the way you feel. Not everybody feels the way you feel. You were getting kind of booed. Yo, thank you for that. Kanan, thank you for that. So anyway, Collision, great show tonight. I will say, great show. Was it the best show in the world? Was it going to blow your pants off, your socks off? Hell, fuck no. But at the end of the day, I will tell you guys this in this review, in this show. I will tell you, watching it with you guys here that have been watching it with me or came along after the watch along, I will tell you guys straight up, man, AEW's doing great shit. If you haven't watched wrestling in a minute, you should. I think AEW is a good starting point. CM Punk being part of AEW is great. Always said it that, but it comes with the caveat: if he's going to run his mouth, he's going to be a Conor McGregor-esque character. I'm sorry to tell you. I love wrestling fans, and I love sporting fans, man. Like, again, Laker fans want Kyrie Irving and all this shit, but the Lakers you gotta be realistic. You gotta have realistic expectations. But at the end of the day, AEW kind of needs to stop saying we're not obligated to go out and say this, that, and a third because of lawyers. But CM Punk goes out and he pretty much drops more bombs at the Elite and fucking Kenny Omega and them. And it's like, well, I thought there was lawyers involved. You couldn't say those kind of things, but here we are. Again, that's when you go AEW's full of shit. That's when you go AEW's full of shit. Like, don't take anything AEW or WWE says serious anymore. Don't, because they're all full of shit. And the dirt sheets are full of shit. We obviously got that tonight. Everybody that Nick Hausman, all these people are looking like fucking puppets because they all got played tonight by AEW, honestly, in my opinion. They all got fucking played. And fans got played tonight, too. CM Punk coming out, I knew what was going to happen from the beginning, middle, and end. And I told you guys in that CM Punk video with that interview, I told you straight up, and I told you right off the rip what was going to happen. Was going to tell you, I told you, and I love being right. I love being right. As a wrestling talk show, as I do wrestling and sporting news over on my YouTube channel, and you guys are now getting it throughout everything. When I do, from here on out, when I do a watch long, you guys are getting it on Trovo, Twitch, Kick, Facebook, YouTube, D Live. You're getting it throughout the board. When I do a review now, it is live. You guys are getting it live 100%. I will have an overlay and everything ready to go for the next time I go live. And the next time we go live for wrestling, it's going to be Arcane. Thanks for the rose once again. I appreciate you, buddy. Hope you're having an amazing night tonight on this beautiful Saturday. You're listening into a review of a show that I watched called Collision with CM Punk. If you know who CM Punk is, I don't know if you know wrestling, but CM Punk's a thing. So, anyway, yeah. So pretty much tonight, AEW killed it. I think they did a really good job. Personal opinion. People may disagree with me. Not everything was great about the first episode of Collision, but it's set up for Forbidden Door. It's set up a lot of things for All In or All Out. and it made the dirt sheets look stupid. It made everybody look stupid. And this is the one thing about AEW I don't understand about, but again, it's not for me to understand. They like to do works and shoots and play around with the fans, but at the end of the day, there was things that, you know, we could take away. Again, that Chris Statlander and Taya Valkyrie on Wednesday's Dynamite, I'm shaking my head. Why? Just to have her lose? So, anyway, CM Punk come back, shooted. I think pretty much he's frustrated, and I think it was justified. Honestly, whatever he was going to say out of his mouth was going to get fucking pitchforks and tiki torches thrown at him. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to be back on Monday. Again, we'll be back on Monday as far as wrestling goes. We'll be back reviewing Monday Night Raw. We'll do a watch along, maybe a watch along, or for stuff like that. So I apologize. Hey, so let's see here. So Bandito is out with an injury, so that sucks. Bandito's going to be gone for a while. We had Jeff Jarrett and Mark Briscoe on Live Wednesday. Who gives a shit? Honestly, I don't really care. Luchasaurus winning the TNT belt, I was happy about. Needed to come off of Wardlow. What were they going to do with Wardlow? Wardlow couldn't keep just beating people. And Wardlow needs a couple more moves. And I wish they would let him use his F7 that he has. Again, there's that. The match between Samoa Joe, Jay White, Juice Robinson versus CM Punk and FTR was a great match. CM Punk, FTR, the tag team I think they're going to be your next trios champion. I really believe they're just going to go through that division pretty easily. I really want, I really want the Acclaim to win that belt, but I don't think they're going to win that. I think they're going to have FTR and CM Punk win that. I think the reverse will happen. The Acclaim will be FTR, and FTR will, in return, drop the belts to them and then win the trios belts. So I think that'll be cool. Now what they're doing is with CM Punk is they're making him a tweener. So he's a heel and a face, really. So there's that. Wrestling stuff for next week. So the schedule looks like this. We're going to be doing a watch along of WWE's Raw. We're going to be doing a review after the fact. We got NXT the next day, a watch along for that. We got Dynamite, we got Ring of Honor and Impact after that. And then Friday we got, again, full week of wrestling. I cover a lot of wrestling. You guys are getting a lot of wrestling. Game streams in between all that. I'm going to do my best to keep it, you know. And then we got Lakers season. We got Lakers stuff to talk. We got draft coming up. Shit. We got a lot of shit to talk about. And then we got the NFL season coming out. And we got the XFL supplemental draft. We have USFL finishing out their stuff, man. Thanks for the Space Level 1, Arcana. Anyway, if you're on my YouTube side, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to stop this stream over on YouTube. I can hit a button real quick. If you're on Facebook, same thing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for liking the videos and supporting my channel. My name is RevSauce TV. If you didn't know by now, I cover a lot of wrestling, a lot of Lakers stuff. I'm a huge LA sports fan. I'm getting back in the driver's seat of doing lots of content. I'm going to be doing things live on the fly. My streaming live push allows me to go unlive and live. So it's cool. So you guys, I don't have to stop streaming on the platforms I need to, you know, get hours and stuff on. But yeah. Anyway, I love you guys. You guys know this. This has been Rafe Realm, or sorry, Rev Sauce, formerly known as Rafe Realm. Again, on the YouTube side of things, I'm going to end this here on Facebook and bring it back here shortly. To you guys, I love you guys. You guys know this. Thank you guys for sticking around with me. And a lot of you are loving the rebranding name, so I appreciate it. If you're on the podcasting side, I will upload this as soon as I can. I got a lot of stuff to upload for you guys, so I'll do what I can to keep that shit updated for you. But like I said before, doing what I can. I got to change the name over there and stuff like that. Let's see here. I have friends that are Elite fans, and I have friends that are CM Punk fans. That your opinion, CM Punk is like the Eminem in wrestling business because you hate him, love him, but they don't lie. Again, you know, at the end of the day, I just want them to go at each other. Like, it's best for business. Like, AEW has bullshitted everybody around. Like, if there was... CM Punk wouldn't have let... I'm going to say this again. Think about CM Punk this morning, right? Or, sorry, this afternoon, tonight. Sorry, this morning. What am I doing? This afternoon. When he cut that promo, right at 5 o'clock, I love how they say lawyers and all this shit and how AEW you can't say this, you can't say that. Boy, CM Punk was allowed to trash on the Elite like it was coming out of style. And Adam Page, where's the lawyers? Where's the lawyers? That's what I'm laughing about. AEW is full of shit until I hear different. They say, oh, CM Punk couldn't say this. CM Punk can't say that. But meanwhile, CM Punk just dropped a pipe bomb on national television. Literally, quite literally called everybody trash. Basically called MJF a fraud. Called CM Punk basically called MJF a fucking fraud. And like, I thought he wasn't allowed to say that shit. I thought lawyers and shit. He's not contractually obligated to say that shit. But he had a mic and boy, he was allowed to run his mouth. Like, what conversation are we having? Like, I just laugh at people. I laugh at dirt sheets, man. Like, I think dirt sheets and wrestling fans, I just don't think I don't think we connect. I just think, you know, they're out for clicks and clickbait. I said that in my CM Punk video at the interview. I said the same thing. Like, guys, it's basically the same shit he was saying there as he said on Collision. What are you surprised about? Like, people like the Elite. I get it. I like the Elite too. I'm with you. I like the Elite. I'm on no side. I'm on the side of let's get them in a ring and let's have a fight. Let's get them in a ring and let's have a match. Let's do Falls Count Anywhere. Let's do Kenny Omega versus Punk. Let's get it out the way. Let's do this. I'm all for it. Let's get in the room. Let's make a lot of money. That's what I'm so like what? Why are these guys not capitalizing on this? Why are these guys being stingy old men over what? The wrestling fan wants you guys to go out and fight. You can make tons of money off of merch. Do you know the pay-per-view buys for if they do it at All Out or All In, whatever the one at Wembley Stadium is going to be? Do you know how much money they would make? Like, fuck out of here. Oh, the lawyers, we can't talk shit because lawyers are involved. Why is Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson coming out on Twitter and running their mouth about CM Punk? And vice versa, Kenny coming out before CM Punk even debuted weeks ago after the show went off and ran his mouth. What the fuck are we doing? We're being swerved. And I feel that there's going to be a match between these guys. FTR and CM Punk versus the Elite. You can't tell me any different. Tonight just proved my point loud and clear what I said in that video. That I said, look, I feel CM Punk and Kenny are going to go at each other. And then the Elite is going to happen. And we're going to have a blood and guts between the Elite and fucking CM Punk. Or, you know, differently, we may have a different feud. But you guys get the point where I'm coming from. And boy, and all this shit that Tony Khan said tonight, this is another thing I didn't understand about AEW. They said there was lots of surprises going to happen. What surprises? What surprises did we get? What? Scorpio Sky? Scorpio Sky we haven't seen in months that needed to be on television for quite some time. The man is deserving of that. Miro? I'm happy to see Miro back. I was excited, but that took too long. You didn't have anything for him. Get the fuck out of here. You didn't have any. Tony Khan, you don't have anything for that man. That man could be running through your division. Literally being your world champion. He could have been world champion way before MJF was. You belt him up to be your next world champion, then we don't have anything for him. CM Punk, the thing is, you love him, you hate him. The guy, you know, again, You either believe him or you don't. It's the same with the Elite. Like, I don't care what camp you're in when it comes to that. I just love pro wrestling. And at the end of the day, I'm in neither WWE or AEW camp. I push Impact Wrestling if you want to go there. But at the end of the day, the reason I'm on a tangent the way I am in this review to you guys, and I agree, like, he is the Eminem, he is the Conor McGregor, he is the, Masvidal / who's the other one that I was mentioning earlier? Oh my God. And I know my UFC like that. Nate Diaz of wrestling. It's just the way it is. Nate Diaz goes and runs his mouth. Conor McGregor runs his mouth. Khabib runs his mouth. So what is that any different than what CM Punk is doing? That's what I love at wrestling fans. Like, you don't think wrestlers are not watching UFC? Thanks for the rose. Welcome to the stream. You don't think CM Punk, being in UFC didn't take any lessons from Conor McGregor or anything like that and watched and like cuts, like, guys, I love how wrestling fans don't understand how things work. Like, do we get mad when Floyd Mayweather comes out and shits on somebody and says how bad they are in the ring? No, we don't. We don't bat an eye. Same with Manny Pacquiao. Why do we? We don't. That's what I laugh about these wrestling fans getting all soft nowadays. Like, dude, Roman Reigns, right? And I said this all along. Roman Reigns is going to be the GOAT right now. I'm considering him to be the new GOAT of WWE. Because they don't have anything in line for him. What are you going to feed him Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40? Fuck out of here with that. Right? Cody Rhodes outside the children. And I'm so sick of hearing that. Oh, my child likes Cody Rhodes. So, okay. So you're booking Cody Rhodes like John Cena, We the Children. Fuck out of here. You start doing that, I'm done with Cody. You start booking him like We the Children, Cena, well, I'm done. What are you going to have him come out? Oh, so loyalty or respect? Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck out of here with that. I'm so tired of that. Cody should have stayed in AEW, man. Seriously, I think he could have reconstructed his contract to where he fights for titles and been a title man. I respect the fact that he was an EVP, didn't want to take titles, but Kenny Omega did. He even went to Impact, won their championship. So what's the damn difference? Why did Cody have to do that? I have no idea. Again, I love both companies equally, but right now, if we're going by it, AEW's doing a little bit of a better job in my opinion, but that's just me. Roman stuff, they're doing, WWE's doing a better job than AEW in that aspect with the Bloodline and everything. Last night, honest opinion, Bloodline killed it last night. Great promo, great segment. I can't wait to see. I'm enthralled with Roman Reigns. Believe that. I wish he'd come back and say that. Believe that. Like, seriously. Oh, believe that. It was great. Like, the whole Bloodline thing, it's ran its course to me, but I wish Roman Reigns would come back with the wise man and just say, believe that. And be a heel that way. I think that's what they're going to go for. Roman's holding that title past WrestleMania 40. They have nothing for him. There's no good storylines. Nobody can tell me any different. If it is Cody, man, like the way they're going with it, Cody, it's going to be the Usos turning on Roman at Mania and then Cody doing Crossroads and then winning. Do you really believe what the dirt sheets are selling on that one? I don't think so. I don't believe Bryan Alvarez or Meltzer for shit on that one. I really don't. Because what has Cody done? You're not putting Cody in Money in the Bank. You don't have faith in Cody in that aspect, and Cody's just going to lose. Sorry, I'm talking WWE shit now. Got me talking about WWE now because, seriously. Anyway, AEW Collision, honestly, great show. I'm going to wrap it up with that on all my other platforms, but I know some of you have friends that love the Elite. I know some of you have friends that like Punk. I'm just pro wrestling, man. I liked Punk. I'm still a Punk mark. I will still always be a Punk mark. I'm a Danielson mark because I lived the era when these guys started. I remember when Punk was in TNA, NWA. I remember when Punk was in CZW, Ring of Honor. I remember the 3 feuds that he had, the 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. with Joe. If you guys didn't know that, you guys should go watch those matches. Like a lot of the old Ring of Honor stuff, you guys should go watch. It was really good shit. If you're old as dirt as me, almost 32 years old next month, man, you guys would know. Like Ring of Honor, old school Ring of Honor shit was the shit. And some of the dog collar matches that happened in Ring of Honor with CM Punk and Claudio and you know, even Christopher Daniels, like if you guys watch that stuff, man, that was like gold. Between the Ruthless Aggression era and what was happening in Ring of Honor were 1-2. Thanks for the victory, Arcana. Like seriously, like I think a lot of people have slept on the idea of old school Ring of Honor and why we have these feuds the way we do and why Brian Kelly and a few others were saying what they were saying. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Again, we'll be back here. We got Slammiversary coming up. We got the Australian circuit thing that's going on for Impact. I'll be back on Monday for sure with a watch along for Raw. If not, it'll be a review. Depending on when I get up and when I stream. I'm mostly a game streamer. I cover a lot about gaming and tech. I got to get back into covering more stuff about gaming and tech. So there's a lot on my plate. I may start separating my channels on YouTube to Rev Sauce TV Wrestling or Rev Sauce or Sauce Wrestling or something of the range. I'll do something. I'll figure it out because I got a lot of stuff that I do talk about on my channel. Is a mixed bag of things. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad I got some people to come watch, and I appreciate you guys for coming in and listening to my opinion. Thanks for the likes over on Facebook. I appreciate that. I am multi-streaming to everything when I do these stuff. I do this for you guys, man. Come in and watch. You know, like if you don't have my Discord, come and watch. You know, I'm always down to have somebody with me to do watch-alongs with me. I'm always a fan of somebody coming in. Like if you want to be on the show, just let me know. Like for real, for real. Long as you're not a kid, or long as you're not whacked out and fucking gonna ramble on about nothing, feel free to come on the show. You know, like I'll have a waiting room and things in Discord if people want to come and talk wrestling with me and stuff like that. I'm always down for it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon on YouTube and on Facebook. If you guys are on my other platforms, we're going to continue to stream. I'm going to switch games. I'm going to switch to games, and we'll probably play some Overwatch or Fortnite or Battlegrounds. We'll find out what I'll play here in a minute. Anyway, thank you guys on YouTube, and then I'll restart the stream over on YouTube and Facebook for some gaming stuff. Thank you guys for stopping in over there. I appreciate you guys. See ya.